Zoom meeting? How can I record it? How can I send it to students? How can I conduct this? That's when I realized, okay, this is something I can actually teach people, that how you can create your own coaching business sitting at home. But when that didn't happen, that changed my whole perspective towards life, because everything was planned, but then my health and the other issues that happened with my health and all of that, when I had to leave PhD, I never had plan B. कभी सोचा ही नहीं था कि okay, ये ना हो तो there is another option. Anyone who wants to do the planning, always focus on the very next step that you have to take rather than focusing on that mountain that you need to climb. So it becomes less overwhelming for you. It becomes easier for you. It's not a quick thing. It's not an overnight thing. It is going to take patience. It is going to take a little bit of time to actually convert this into a complete business where you start getting paid clients. So,
hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have another amazing guest, Rupal Gogia. She is into coaching and she teaches all the coaches. She covers everything A to Z of coaching in her coaching programs, and she is excellent at that. So let's welcome Rupal. Rupal, welcome to my channel. I'm glad that you accepted my invitation to give this interview.
Thank you so much, Anita. I was really looking forward to it. So thank you so much for having me.
Can you please introduce yourself to my audience?
Hello everyone. So my name is Rupal Gogia, as Anita mentioned, and I basically am a biology teacher. I have been teaching since 2007, and in 2014 I started teaching online, and 2020 when the whole pivot of educational industry going from offline to online happened, that's when my pivot also happened, and I started finally teaching coaches and teachers how to teach or coach online. And now I am a full-time business coach who teaches coaches and teachers how to create their own coaching business.
Wow, great. So what inspired you to start this coaching program?
So it just happened very naturally. I didn't think of something like this would happen. So basically in 2020, when the pandemic started, people were looking to do something with their time. They wanted to learn new things, and the teaching industry was moving online, because all of a sudden now we had no way to go out and do the studies and all of that. So that time, because I was doing biology teaching online and I already had a YouTube channel, I wanted to grow my YouTube channel so that I can teach students, in this scenario.
You had your YouTube channel on which niche?
Yeah.
Which niche?
It's biology, all about life science. So basically I teach biology, biotechnology, genetics, everything under the umbrella of biotechnology or life science for students who are like from graduation up to post-graduation. So that is what because I have been a biotechnology lecturer, that was my profession. Then I went on to do my PhD, and then because of health issues I had to resign my PhD in 2013. And that's when I started because I couldn't take up a job, and I was like, घर बैठ के करना है कुछ, because I'm a teacher by heart. Like from my childhood, that is one thing I wanted to do. And that's when I'm like, okay, chalo, घर बैठ के पढ़ाते हैं, Then YouTube was that first thing that came in my mind. And that's where my online teaching journey also started. So in 2020, basically, I wanted to grow my YouTube channel. And actually, because I was also doing online teaching, kids used to come to me asking for classes and all. I wanted to scale this whole thing up and wanted to understand what more can I do. In 2020 May, I joined one course by Hustle Post Academy.
Online.
We met, yeah, by Saloni. So the course under HPA, that is Grow Your Online Business, and that's what the course that I joined to understand more about how can I grow my YouTube channel and all. Now, after joining that course, I learned so many more things, and because I was doing this online teaching for so long, I had technical background of all the setup and website designing and run classes and Zoom and so many other things, that other teachers who knew that I was doing this for a while, they started asking me questions, because teachers generally don't have that big technical background at that time. Now we are well versed, but 2020 we didn't know that well. Because I was doing things like this, it started all like friends and peers and my some of old colleagues and all. To kaise karti hai, how to start a Zoom meeting, how can I record it, how can I send it to students, how can I conduct this. That's when I realized, okay, this is something I can actually teach people, that how you can create your own coaching business sitting at home. It's helpful to teachers, definitely we all need it, because now this is where the whole industry is going. And of course, there are a lot of other people who have skills that they want to teach others. And that's where also coaches came into picture. So that's when this whole pivot started, with friends and old colleagues and peers and all of that. And before I knew it, I'm like, okay, this is something that I want to do. All of a sudden, after 14 years of teaching biology, मुझे लगा ये क्या हो गया? I totally fell in love with this, and that's where my whole journey of coaching business started.
So which part did you enjoy, teaching biology or this coaching part?
Okay, I would say teaching.
Basically,
let's not talk about any subject. Yeah, the reason why I say this is because I gave so many years of my life to biology. When I actually had to make that pivot, I actually felt very guilty. एक होता है ना कि you have given so many years of your life to this one particular subject, and now that you are thinking of actually leaving that and doing something else was a bit difficult task for me. And I was already 35, in 2020 when I was making this pivot. I'm like, should I actually be doing it, completely leave biology and totally go into this? There were this, a mental turmoil that was going on. But then slowly I'm like, okay, no, let's do this. If I'm enjoying it that much, I already have my YouTube channel. There are hundreds of videos that students can watch. There is a website that I have written so many blogs and notes for biology students. So there's plenty that they have already, free resources that they can go through, and I have put enough content out there for them. Why not now do something that I'm thoroughly enjoying? So of course teaching is there, but I fell in love with this whole new thing of how to create your coaching business, the business task, the content creation. It's a whole another world for me, and I absolutely loved it. It's been now almost 2 years that I've been doing this, and I still cannot get enough of it. That much I love about everything about it.
So initially when you started, it must have been tough to figure out everything. Although you had your YouTube channel, but that is little bit different. Hota hai, sab technology is like same, but then also there are like so many stuff that are to be added while coaching. मतलब अपना program record करने से लेकर अपने client को in कैसे लाना है, उनको paid client में कैसे convert करना है. There is so many things to learn. So what was the thing that kept you motivated in the beginning, especially in the beginning, to keep going, that yes, I can do it?
For me, staying motivated has really never been an issue, because if you know my past, my whole life has been super roller coaster ride when it comes to my health and my journey, like having had so many surgeries and having a near-death accident that finally I had to leave my PhD. So I've had so many things that I had to give up from my career professional front, that I know that I am that person who thrives on progress. So anything that I do, my actions always motivate me. So I never looked for a source of motivation, because I know that motivation comes from me doing an action. So that wasn't an issue for me. But the real task was, as you said, the managing pieces of actually the business. Because as a teacher, we are given a curriculum and we know hame kya padhana hai. But when it comes to your own, coaching program, you are the one who does everything. So you have to design that curriculum. So that was my biggest task. That, of course, I knew that we have to do all of this to run a program, but to actually frame that into a curriculum, which makes sense and which flows in an order that gives you proper result if you go in that order, and that to be converted into a program was initially a task. But that's why you work with so many people, you have so many beta students, and that's why you frame the whole thing. So that one initial phase that I remember was just going ahead and taking students, beta students for the whole program, but having that curriculum just in a piece of paper. That was the main thing that I had to work with. But after that, everything just became very organic, and slowly everything started falling into place. So that curriculum building was one thing that I think initially was a task for.
Yeah, so basically when we start, I think that is the struggle of all the coaches out there, right? And now you're teaching it, so you can teach from your experience what you have faced and what they might be facing. You can relate to their problems, their pain points, and you can connect with them and give them the right solutions, right?
Yeah, that's true. Now it is much more easier because after working with so many coaches and teachers, from my own experience, from what I have seen others doing, now it's a whole another thing. Even though curriculum is there in place, every student is different, and now on the spot I'm able to come up with things that is going to help them individually. Because it is one thing in business to have that background and foundation, but at the end, every business for every coach and teacher is going to be different. Even though they have the same subject, or even though they have the same niche that they are working with, it is going to be different. So now it became like a very organic, natural thing for me. And I think it's naturally happening with me that I don't have to, now it comes very on the spot for me, and that's what an experience does to you. That's why that, curriculum bit was just the initial struggle, but later on it became like with experience the whole thing started rolling out.
So how do you plan things so that they get executed? Because there are days like when we work solo, तो ऐसे दिन आते हैं कि जब हम लोग को ने जो प्लान किया है वो वैसे हो नहीं पाता है. इट कैन बी एनी रीजन, माइंड ऑल्सो, माइंड सेट भी हो सकता है, या फिर कुछ एक्सटर्नल रीजन हो गया कि कोई फंक्शन आ गया, कोई दूसरा ओकेजन आ गया, समथिंग वेयर द थिंग्स डोंट गो एज पर योर प्लान, एंड हाउ डू यू मैनेज दैट टाइम?
So for me, I have always been very strategic and very person who will always go by planner and who had everything planned out. Like when I was 16 years old, I knew mujhe professor banna hai in the college, and that's why I wanted to take PhD and do everything. So every move was decided. But when that didn't happen, that changed my whole perspective towards life, because everything was planned, but then my health and the other issues that happened with my health and all of that, when I had to leave PhD, I never had plan B. Kabhi socha hi nahi tha कि okay, ये ना हो तो there is another option, but I never thought about it. So when the health situation became so worst, where the doctors told me कि अभी you can't take any job or anything, you have to take complete rest and घर पे ही रहना है, जो करना है घर पे ही करना है. And I stopped thinking too far away, and I started becoming a person who has who only focuses on the very next step. मुझे अभी क्या करना है, of course I do have a vague idea that I want to create and grow my coaching business, that is there, but uske liye that very meticulous planning of hour by hour that I used to do, I don't do that anymore. I just focus on the one step that I have to take, and for that one particular step, what I need to do on daily basis or monthly basis. And all my plans have always the buffer timings. They are not like very rigid. So anyone who wants to do the planning, always focus on the very next step that you have to take rather than focusing on that mountain that you need to climb. So it becomes less overwhelming for you. It becomes easier for you. And that one task also, give yourself the flexibility that in case something else comes up, you do have enough time to rearrange everything. Otherwise, what will happen? आप ये भी नहीं कर पाओगे, आप वहां पे भी फोकस नहीं कर पाओगे. Mentally, you'll be completely drained and you'll be feeling constantly guilty about not being able to sticking to the plan. So probably work on priority basis, as in a day, just have main 2 to 3 priority tasks that actually moves needle in your business or moves needle in whatever you're doing, right? So just focus on those 2 to 3 priority tasks every day, and if possible, do it early in the morning, or the first thing in the morning, they say that eat that frog, just do the most procrastinating task, finish it off early in the day, and then rest of the day be very relaxed. Don't go by hour and hour. I have done that. It is not sustainable, especially for us women. It's very difficult to stick hour and hour, like 1 to 2 is my lunchtime, and then it doesn't happen, because you have so many other factors that are happening in your life that to stick to certain routine, it's very difficult hour and hour. So give yourself that flexibility. Don't be too rigid in your plan, and just have priority based to do every day in your day. Don't look too far in the future. Just focus on one step at a time and just be relaxed. That's how I do it right now.
Yeah, so you said that do it in the first thing in the morning. So suppose if people are working or something, that they are tied up in the morning, they don't have time. So how should they manage that time?
So their priorities will be different, right? So if someone is working, their priority probably in the morning would be to get up on time and probably create good meal, or probably do other tasks. If they have kids, take care of kids. If they have family, take care of family. If husband and wife are working, they probably have to cook for the both of them, or clean the house. Whatever is their priority, without what the life cannot function, that should be taken care. And why am I emphasizing on this and not saying that, oh, side hustle ke liye baith jao subah 1 ghanta, is because your health and family comes first. And I can say this after ruining my health after my studies, behind my studies, behind what I wanted to do, and now coming to an realization very later in my life, thinking that okay, life mein health pehle aata hai, baki sab baad mein, family pehle aata hai, baki sab baad mein. And that's the funda of, that's my tagline also for my business. I help you create that business that is according to your lifestyle. You're not going to arrange your lifestyle because you want to pursue this thing, because at the end, whatever you do, no matter how much you want to earn, वो आप करते हो अपने happiness के लिए, and that happiness would lie in your family, you being with your family and in your health. Nothing else will matter at the end, So if that is how it is, your life is that hectic, you need to prioritize those most important things, and that is your health, that is your family. So if your life is that hectic कि morning में time नहीं निकल पा रहा है, तो morning में those tasks that you must do it. Cooking food is non-negotiable. You have to do it for your health. वो कर लो, and then probably towards the end of a day, depending on your energy, how much ever you can work on weekdays. If you can't work on weekdays other than your 9 to 5, probably find out 2 to 3 hours over the weekend when you are relaxed, and do your work then. So look into your life and probably find out your priority based tasks, and tasks that can be okay. It doesn't have to be like always go, and those tasks you need to put it somewhere where you can comfortably do it. Totally. Because I was one person who will be I have been into that 3 baje tak I'll be working, 4 baje like 3 a.m. 4 a.m. I'll be working, and I'll be going crazy behind my work and all, and then finally falling sick for like 1 month, and then coming back. Young age mein it's okay, you'll be able to manage, but that will have repercussion for you, when like you don't know, you're damaging your health on the long run. There will be slow damages that are happening. So it's probably not a great way. It's hustle, of course I understand, it's your side hustle, but don't make it which is at a cost of your health and family. You have to be very aware of that.
I totally agree with you, and this is what my funda of life also is, that health comes as a priority any day in life. आपको like जब आप sick हो गए तभी realize हुआ. For me तो my dad has inculcated it, कुछ भी हो जाए health को priority देना है. आपको जो करना है करो, first give the priority to your. तो वो मुझे ना आज तक बहुत help किया है. Like है ना, every day ना मेरा सबसे पहला चीज होता है for 1 hour. अगर मैं like वर्किंग नहीं हुई या समथिंग, अगर मैं वर्किंग हूँ तो भी आई मेक श्योर कि हाफ एन आवर तो दे दूँ. तो जब भी मैं वर्किंग थी एज अ सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर, तब भी मेरा हाफ एन आवर मेरे लिए डेडिकेटेड होता था कि दिस आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू नेगोशिएट. एंड वो वाली चीज ने ना सीरियसली मुझे बहुत हेल्प किया है कि टच वुड आई हैव बीन हेल्दी टिल नाउ.
That's the main earning of your life, That's the main earning of your life.
Yeah, we sometimes divide success like by career, by money we earn, but ऐसा नहीं होता है. It's overall. हमारे relationships, हमारी health, ये सारी चीजें भी equally matter करती है.
Absolutely. Health is like non-negotiable. No matter what you do, health and family is non-negotiable. That is absolutely true.
Yeah, that's what. So, Rupal, you learn so many things. So we would like to know what are your secret resources, from where you learn all these things.
There are no secret resources actually. The main thing is experience, that I have been doing it for so many years that I kind of knew how this whole thing works, and I have been into content creation since 2014. So I had a rough idea that how the whole thing works. It was only the matter of keeping everything in a cohesive way that one could understand. And my first learning into like thinking from a business perspective, because I knew as a content creation, but from business perspective was heads off to Hustle Post Academy. So all that business knowledge, or even my brain could think, because for a biology teacher to think like a business, it's just, I don't know how I could have, because I remember when Hustle Post Academy, the first day it was launched in 2020, my first message was to Saloni asking that, Saloni, do I need any kind of business background for this course? Because mujhe business mein kuch nahi aata, business ka bhi nahi aata. She's like, no, you don't need any background. And then I learned so much over there. That became my main source of learning or understanding everything about business. Other than that, why podcast listenings and reading some books here and there, reading a lot of blogs online, following other peer coaches and understanding how the whole business world works. So bas wahi hai aur kuch nahi.
Okay, thank you. So basically you gained all the knowledge from HPA only, and all these other things. There is and that experience of yours as a technical 2000, मतलब आप जो बोल रहे हो YouTube आपका पहले से ही था, तो that must have given you edge over others. वरना I think this pandemic, we everybody who were postponing कि यार एक दिन कर लेंगे online, एक दिन हो जाएगा online. तो I think that pandemic has shifted our बहुत जल्दी हम लोग को शिफ्ट कर दिया टेक्नोलॉजी की तरफ, जो लाइक 5-10 साल बाद होने वाला था वो पहले ही हो गया. That we had no option.
When I was doing all this, जब website भी design किया था मैंने for my business biology thing, it's called Now I Know, by the way. So when I was creating website for Now I Know in 2014, at that time I was thinking, why as a teacher I need to do all of this, and I never delegated any task because I didn't know the concept of delegation as well. वो समझ में भी तो आना चाहिए. Even though my brother is he is a, what do you call, he'll kill me if he see this, he's a website designer. He designs websites and apps and all of that, but through coding. So even though I could ask him, he would never do that for me, because of course भाई तो कभी ऐसे help करते नहीं है. He'll be just telling me ये कर लो, वो कर लो, वो कर लो. So finally that helped me actually, because I learned how to design website and create classes, and those complicated tasks that I could have delegated, I did it myself.
So you did it by coding, is it? You did it by coding,
no, not coding, but I did it in WordPress. Abhi to Wix is there, right? You can plug and play everything. WordPress is little more complicated than Wix, but it's definitely not coding exactly.
Rupal, what are the benefits for coaches and teachers to have their own coaching program?
So if you're good with any skills, or if you're in any subject that you want to teach others or help others with, it's just a matter of putting everything in a packet and give that to someone who is looking for it, right? So when you have your own coaching program, as opposed to probably if you want to, if you are already looking to help others through your content, if you can create your own coaching program, it's going to be everything in that one packet that you want someone to have and get use of in order to get that help. What I mean by this is, if, for example, me, when I was doing biology teaching, if I just, this was my thought process, rather than putting up random videos, I did want to have something that could help probably a class 11 kid, probably a class 12 kid, what would happen when you create your own coaching program for anything that you want to teach is you have everything that one would need in that packet, as opposed to just creating content out there which is not complete. Having said that, what I mean by this is, if someone is applying your strategies, they might get some result, but not the complete outcome that they are looking for. That is from a perspective of a user I'm talking about, from someone who's consuming your content. For you, of course, it is advantageous because you sitting at home are now converting your skill into a legit coaching business so that you can get some kind of revenue out of doing what you love the most. So that is a win-win situation is what I feel, because your user is also getting something in a packet that they know they are going to learn something out of it. And you also are able to create revenue from the skills that you probably would have thought, कि मैं इसका क्या करूँ? What am I going to do with the skills? I'm an example of that. Being it anything, you're good at cooking, you're good in stitching, you know how to pick up a good book to read, you know how to dress well for some occasions, you're good with interview skills, you're good in talking, you're good in any subject matter, you know how to crack any exams. Pretty much any skill can be converted into coaching business.
Wow, so all in all सबके लिए है, जो आपके पास स्किल है उसको अप्लाई करो, अपना कोचिंग प्रोग्राम डिजाइन करो. And I think it is like one source of passive income also. अगर हमारे पास recorded courses हो तो we can sell that also, right?
Absolutely. So if you have a recorded course, if you even have a small ebook that you can write that can help someone, it can become the source of passive income. It's a great way to even scale your business at one point. So yes, of course, as you said, it can be a great source of passive income as well. And that was my first thing that I actually did even before jumping into coaching business, is I designed a digital planner. That was the first digital product.
I remember.
Yeah, so of course you can do it. And you would relate to this, Anita. We know that हमारे यहाँ पे in Gujarat, this home business, home snacks and food and that business काफी सालों से चलते आ रहे. Even before the term entrepreneurship became very famous, घर घर में ये business होता ही है. स्टिचिंग के होते हैं, फिर वो जरदोसी वर्क होता है, स्नैक्स बनाना होता है, खाने पीने की चीजें, मतलब अचार पापड़, ये सब बहुत ही कॉमन है. बस you know those skills, right? You can even teach that to someone. That becomes your coaching business. So it's that simple. It just name sounds fancy, but hamare na, it's there within us. We have never recognized that, but I feel all the women that even how to manage a kitchen, how to take care of family in a very good way, how to create healthy meals for kids, that itself can be a great source to teach someone.
Yeah, so but basically speaking from a perspective of a user, मतलब जो ऐसे skill जिसके पास है, but they are stuck. How to start? कैसे करें? We don't know कि ये सारी टेक्नोलॉजी कैसे सीखे, हमें पता भी नहीं है, कोई है भी नहीं आसपास जो हमें गाइड कर सके. Like something, अगर कोई suppose कि मुझे कोई आर्ट सीखना है तो I can enroll, learn and just apply. But like यहाँ पे ना ऐसा लग रहा है कि है हमारे पास बहुत कुछ देने के लिए दुनिया को, but how to start? So what does how do you help coaches to get started?
So of course that's where coaches comes into picture to help you navigate the whole process. But one simple thing remember is to keep everything simple. We don't have to start complicated process from the get-go. So what you can basically do is, and this is how we do in my program as well, first we identify that one thing that you absolutely love and want to teach others or coach others on. Once you identify that particular thing, the next steps comes into identifying which is your comfortable platform that you want to establish on. Is it online or offline? Just start with whatever social media you're comfortable with. Start creating content. It's up to Google mein or YouTube mein, you can search how to set up any platform. So if you're passionate enough, just start sharing your knowledge. That would be the first thing that I would say. Start sharing your knowledge. You will start building your community, and then from then on you can take it forward.
So what all courses you are currently providing? मतलब अगर किसी को स्टार्ट करना है ये जर्नी, उन्हें पता ही नहीं है कैसे स्टार्ट करना है, so how can they take your help? What all courses you have?
So my signature program is called Launch Your Coaching Business, which is basically, as in the introduction you said, includes everything from A to Z that one needs to understand in order to start, build their coaching business, whether they are a coach or a teacher, as in they have any skills, or is it subject matter that they want to start their coaching business on. I have two variations, basically group coaching and one-on-one coaching. Group coaching runs in a cohort-based fashion. That is, in a batch, we take limited number of students, and then we run the program for 4 months and start from absolutely scratch. As in, they come up with maybe no social media or nothing at all, to actually launching and start getting paid client. And this is basically for beginners. When it comes to my one-on-one, this is a one-on-one private coaching. This is also for beginners, but also for those people who probably have a social media, who probably have something going on, but they are not able to get paid client or not able to convert this into a full-time business. For them, it is going to be more useful. So it's basically a recorded course also you will get, which is a lifetime access. 1 year I be with them, other than these 5 months, 4 months, because it takes time to build a solid business, right? So you learn and you start implementing, but my support will be there for 1 full year, so that I help you completely, make sure that you're getting paid clients. And other than that, I also have a course which is a self-study course. Of course, the same thing is converted into self-study, but also content strategy specific self-study course, because as we spoke in the beginning, we also need a source of passive income. So this signature course itself is available as a self-study course. You can do it on your own. And there's also a content strategy course, which is for someone who just want to create content on social media. They can just learn the strategies on themselves and they can apply it in their social media. And other than that, I do one-on-one intensives. That is like, in a simple words, it's like a consultation sessions where someone is stuck with something, or they just want clarity over a 90 to 120 minutes calls. So I also help them on those specific steps, whatever one topic that they want to learn. These are the variations that I have.
Great. I think audience can just follow you on Instagram and get all the details. For further details, I'll put her a link in the description box below, guys, so you can connect with her anytime and get all the details that you require. And I must say that she is an amazing coach.
Thank you so much. So sweet of you to say that.
And for all the coaches out there, either they are coaching, they are stuck, or they are starting, what is the advice that you would like to give, that don't get overwhelmed, don't मतलब ऐसे क्या basic चीज उनको याद रखनी चाहिए कि you have the potential and you can launch your coaching program? So what are the tips you would like to share?
Number one thing, it's don't make things complicated. Keep it simple. That is very base thing that I always say. But another thing, you probably, if you're thinking in this direction, you probably will be following a lot of coaches or a lot of content creators already. And you'll be seeing them doing certain things and seeing them showing up everything on social media. But it's not as simple as it looks.
Definitely.
The reality is not like you start today and in 3 months you'll start just having that business that you see others are running. There is a lot of groundworks that it takes. There's a lot of foundation that it takes. So come prepared with that kind of, it's not a, a quick thing. It's not an overnight thing. It is going to, take patience. It is going to take a little bit of time to actually convert this into a complete business where you start getting paid clients. So, and this is what I have noticed, and that's why I want to say that any beginners, even for me, if I am able to do this in last 2 years, you don't see the journey that has been before that, the years that I have put into it, right? And for that matter, for everyone that you see on social media that they are absolutely killing it, there are years that you have not seen. So don't get that FOMO get to you. Don't let that FOMO get to you. Don't feel that you are any less. No, you are not. If you're starting from absolutely scratch, if you're absolutely new to it, it is going to take a little bit of time, but stick to it. Be very committed that I'm going to do it no matter what. And it is a process. It's not a linear straight up process. The journey is little up and down, which is ultimately going up, but it is little up and down. So take your time to understand everything. Come with an open mindset. Give yourself 1 year at least that I'm going to build this for myself. And don't let FOMO get to you for sure.
Thank you, Rupal. Thank you for sharing these amazing tips. And it was pleasure interviewing you. You gave so many insights about how the coaching business works, what are the things to keep in mind. And thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It was amazing. And talking to you always is very... time kahan jata pata hi nahi chalta, and I'm sure this one is also a very long one. You have to edit a lot, but yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this interview and you got the value and you got the clarity कि आपके पास अगर कोई skill है तो you can just convert it into your coaching program. I would recommend Rupal, but अगर आपको Rupal के साथ नहीं किसी और के साथ जाना है तो that is also fine. But don't stop yourself just because you don't know something. Find out the ways and just do it. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed this interview. Bye-bye. Catch you. Thank you, Rupal.